Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Thomas. You're watching ABC10 Plus tonight. California lawmakers reject bills aimed at banning trans athletes in girls' sports. The To The Point team follows the heated debate. Then we look at the impact of the recent Donald Trump tariffs on automakers here in California. ABC10 Plus tonight starts now.
Well, two bills related to transgender students in California died in committee today after a majority of assembly members rejected the proposed legislation. ABC10's Becca Hobecker joins us in studio now. And Becca, these have to do with trans athletes on sports teams and much more. Kind of break it down for us.
Yeah, one bill aimed narrowly to ban transgender girls from high school girls sports teams. Now, the other one was more broad. It aimed to ensure students in both K-12 and higher education participate on sports teams, use bathrooms and locker rooms, and have overnight accommodations, including dorm rooms, that correspond with their sex assigned at birth. Now, those two Republican bills died, but the lawmakers say their fight is far from over.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
On Tuesday morning, members of the California State Assembly Committee on Arts, Entertainment, Sports, and Tourism heard two bills. AB 89, introduced by Republican Assemblymember Kate Sanchez, had to do with the California Interscholastic Federation, CIF, which governs high school sports in the state. Currently, and for a little over a decade now, California law says a student is allowed to participate on athletic teams and competitions and use facilities consistent with his or her gender identity, irrespective of the gender listed on the pupil's records. And CIF has told ABC10 it follows state law. AB 89 aimed to require the CIF to prohibit a pupil whose sex was assigned male at birth from participating on a girls' interscholastic sports team.
It's about playing on the hate and fear of transgender people, one of our most marginalized community.
The bill sparked nearly 2 hours of heated debate and public comment.
AB 89 is about protecting women. Full stop, and that's it.
Ultimately, AB 89 was rejected in a party line vote.
This is item number 2 on our agenda.
AB 844, introduced by Republican Assembly member Bill Asaley, would require that a student's participation in sex-segregated school programs, activities, and sports, and use of facilities including bathrooms, locker rooms, showers, overnight accommodations, and, at the college level, student housing, be based upon a student's sex assigned at birth.
Biological males do not belong in girls and women's sports.
My name is Sophia Usher. On behalf of the trans youth of California and Sacramento, I strongly oppose this bill.
After more than an hour of debate and public comment, this bill also failed along party lines. After the hearing, Assembly Republicans held a news conference and said their fight is not over. They said they haven't ruled out a ballot initiative bringing the issue directly to voters.
What we've seen in the polling is this is where Californians are. They do think that this policy has reached an absurdity.
They say California's law and policies allowing trans girls and women on female sports teams violates Title IX, a federal law that prohibits sex discrimination in education programs that receive federal funding, arguing that trans girls and women have an unfair biological advantage. So I brought that question to Democratic Assemblymember Chris Ward, who chairs the committee that rejected the two bills.
No, actually, we asked attorneys today whether or not existing California law is in compliance with Title IX, and it is. In fact, there are court cases out there in West Virginia, of all places, that have bans on transgender youth in a variety of contexts, which are stayed at the state level because those courts have agreed that Title IX has been violated by those kinds of bans.
We should note the Trump administration has threatened to stop federal funding to states and institutions that allow trans girls and women to play on female sports teams. So I asked Assemblymember Ward whether he's concerned today's votes could jeopardize federal funding. He said California is already facing funding threats from the Trump administration for this and a variety of other reasons, and that while he'd like to cooperate with the federal government when possible, Ward says California Democrats shouldn't compromise on their values. Alex?
Becca, thank you. New at 6, a disturbing tragedy. Tonight, Stockton police are searching for the person who stabbed a mom more than a dozen times, killing her and leaving her 2-year-old alone in the house with his mother's body for 4 days.
Yeah, it's just so disturbing. She was found last Tuesday. ABC 10's Gabe reporters spoke to the victim's family, and as you can imagine, they are just heartbroken.
As kids, Manolito Martinez once held his younger sister, Rena.
Big round brown eyes.
Today, he holds her picture.
She loved to dance. She loved music. She loved her kids. She was a wonderful mom.
The home where she lived with her 4 kids, frozen in time. It's the only house on Melody Court with the garbage bin still out and flowers at the front door.
The door was locked.
Last Tuesday morning, when Manolito's mom went to check on her daughter and 2-year-old grandson,
She started to bang on the window to get his attention, and he kind of put his head up a little bit and he called out to his mom because he thought it was his mom.
police eventually found his mom in the kitchen.
Multiple lacerations and stab wounds to her body, and unfortunately she was pronounced deceased.
At least 15 wounds, according to Manolito, who says the 2-year-old had been left alone in the home for 4 days.
She knew who did this. Somebody had to have talked. Somebody had to have said something to somebody.
Police have several tools that could help them get answers in this case. This happened in one of the safest parts of town, where many homes have their own security camera systems, and every car and pedestrian going into and out of the community has to pass through this gate with several security cameras recording.
Detectives are continuing to conduct follow-up.
While police investigate, Manolito's clock is still stuck.
When things like this happen, there's no concept of time anymore. There's no concept of days. It's just anger, frustration.
And closely holding the memories and photos.
I couldn't protect her at the end in life, so now I can fight for her in death. She deserves justice. Her kids deserve justice.
In Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
And the family says the 2-year-old was severely dehydrated. He's still in the hospital tonight, but he is getting better. You can find a link to a fundraising page on our website, ABC10.com.
Companies and consumers across the country are bracing for President Trump's new tariffs, which are set to take effect tomorrow.
Yeah, the president is targeting the largest trade deficits with other countries, but he's also appearing open to negotiations, leading to even more economic uncertainty.
Christian Cordero has the details on what this means for your wallet.
By this time tomorrow, sweeping new tariffs on products coming into the U.S. are set to be official, with President Trump announcing what exactly he plans to target.
April 2nd, 2025 will go down as one of the most important days in modern American history.
The president has framed the tariffs as reciprocity, suggesting he's aiming at larger trade deficits with foreign exporters. He's adamant doing so will boost American manufacturing long term. The pushback has been swift.
Tariffs are so uncertain, so chaotic, such a mess, that business people are pulling back. So are consumers.
Prices are expected to increase on everyday goods, including appliances, groceries, clothing, and cars. The president has already announced a 25% tariff on foreign-made vehicles and parts. The European Union today said it has a plan to fight back, stoking fears of a trade war escalating.
We have the largest single market in the world. We have the strength to negotiate.
The White House today suggested the president is willing to negotiate.
Someone calls after tomorrow and says, hey, I'm ready to make a change, he'd be open to that.
The president is always open to taking calls.
Leaving businesses to consider how they change where they source from, or if they should change at all.
The current supply chains, a lot of those were built out over the course of 10, 20, 30 years. And now if you turn trade policy on its head, you can't just wave a magic wand and change those supply chains.
The 25% tariff on auto imports is, by one estimate, expected to increase the price of a new vehicle by at least $6,000. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Christian, thank you. Let's turn now to more on the impact of those tariffs on the auto industry.
ABC 10's Luke Clary joins us now. And Luke, local car dealerships say people are racing to buy new cars before those tariffs start.
That's right, Laura. I went to Elk Grove Auto Mall, and managers there told me that sales have been brisk over the last several days. Economists say that these tariffs will raise prices.
With new 25% tariffs looming for imported vehicles and auto parts, sales at Elk Grove Auto Mall shifting into high gear, according to manager Dante Declarador.
The last week was, we were crazy busy. We had a lot of people coming in.
Experts say prices could soon rise by thousands of dollars, even on American brands like Chevrolet, because many use imported parts. For example, this Corvette.
This is an American muscle car,
right,
but 32% of its parts are made in Mexico.
That's correct.
It's pretty typical to see a big rush to get ahead of these tariffs.
UC Davis professor Chris Meisner studies the impact of tariffs on the economy.
Once that's over, what we'll be left with is massively higher prices, a distorted supply chain, and a manufacturing sector, and especially in the case of automobiles, but others too, that's just flat, confused, and in disarray.
Many dealerships still have inventory that won't be affected, but once they're gone, prices are likely to climb. It's why Declarador is urging prospective customers to buy now.
It's your job. Yeah, it is my job, but it's also true.
ABC News reported that this week that price increases could range from $5 to $10 grand depending on the model, and used cars could see a jump as well as more buyers look for cheaper options. Laura.
Thank you. Again, those tariffs take effect tomorrow and will be collected starting Thursday.
And now to an historic mission at Kennedy Space Center overnight. Take a look. 4 civilian astronauts on board the SpaceX flight are set to become the first humans to orbit the Earth's north and south pole. Keep in mind, orbits often fly parallel to the equator. This group will also become the first to cultivate mushrooms in space, which could be used as a sustainable food source for long-duration missions in the future. Meanwhile, we're hearing from the 2 astronauts who had to stay in space for 9 months.
Who would even imagine that you come back from 10 months in space, roughly 10 months, and within a week you run 2 miles at an 8-minute pace? I mean, that's not even conceivable that the body could handle that.
Yeah, both astronauts said, listen to this, despite the issues they had, they wouldn't hesitate to fly in the Boeing Starliner again.
Well, turning to your weather now, check this out. Video just into our newsroom showing a possible funnel cloud in Stanislaus County. Look, this video was sent to us by a viewer named Ashley, and it was taken in Oakdale earlier this afternoon. It happened, we're told, around 2:20 p.m. It is just one of many weather events that we've been tracking today. Meanwhile, turning to a live look outside over Sutter Health Park in West Sacramento, the A's will be taking on the Cubs in their second game. First pitch will take place in less than 2 hours, and what a different scene that live look is compared to that funnel cloud we had from earlier this afternoon. Monica, fingers crossed. How's it looking for this big game? We got to know.
Yeah, nice to see some blue skies out there this evening, huh?
It looked like it was blue skies right over the ballpark, didn't it? It was beautiful. Well, we're still tracking some active weather. For the A's forecast, though, we are indeed starting to clear out. The key factor here, and I heard this from a lot of fans that were out there last night, it is chilly, and it gets colder as the night goes on, so definitely bundle up. Despite the fact you may not need the rain gear, you're going to have those layers with temperatures kind of hovering around 50. Here's a look at the latest radar, and you can see some cells passing through just a couple hours ago, but now things are starting to dry out. And the deal here is that the biggest convection possibility kind of happened earlier in the day. We're still seeing some areas, though, that are popping up with some lightning and even some heavy downpours. This line extending from Jackson through Rancho Calaveras all the way towards Farmington along Highway 26 right there. We are looking at some heavier downpours and some frequent lightning. Just be aware, we're not totally done with the action yet. But the main parent low that's driving all of this in is starting to move its way through Northern California. So that's kind of adding to the instability that we've had, as well as the active weather. As that starts to press its way a little farther to the east, we'll lose less of the dynamics we need to really get that thunderstorm activity, as well as funnel clouds and rotating storms in Northern California. Winter storm warning, though, by the way, will continue until 11 o'clock for tonight. So the main deal with this is we still have those lingering thunderstorms for the foothills, with our weather impact alert headlines continuing for the rest of at least the early evening. Rain still falling in the foothills. Thunderstorms still a possibility until we get after sunset, which is about 7:30, and snow still falling in the Sierra and even the upper foothills. Be alert, changing hourly conditions with our lowering snow line for tonight. Snow over the last 3 days, anywhere from about 15 to over 30 inches of fresh powder, and we're finally going to have some dry roads to get up there and enjoy it. Precipitation since midnight. Don't look at Sacramento. That monitoring site has been down most of the day. About 1/4 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch down low. Closer to about 4/10 for the foothills, and we already talked about the snowfall that we've been seeing for today. Peak wind gusts were upwards of 30 miles per hour down low. A little bit lower than what we saw yesterday, and certainly less widespread as well. Where we got the thunderstorms, we got the gusty winds. Highs on the cool side, only in the upper 50s to low 60s throughout the region, only near 30 for the Tahoe Basin. We have been stuck in this cold air mass here
for the past several days. Right now in the Big Mountain backyard, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds again. Most of the active weather starting to press its way in through the foothills. Tahoe still dealing with snow at 28 degrees. Hourly weather, we'll see the clearing come into play tonight. Lows will start off near 40. Just keep that in mind. Now, here was the severe weather outlook for today. You can see it runs right straight up and down the valley. We're seeing the precipitation dwindle for the valley, but the snow still about 1 to 5 inches left over for tonight. That will linger until about midnight or so. And then as that low just kind of parks itself in through Southern California, we'll see some rotation from that, delivering some snow for the Sierra during the afternoons, both Wednesday and Thursday. But overall, we're in a drier and warmer weather pattern heading our way for the middle of April. Highs for tomorrow back near 40 for the Sierra, with 40s and 50s down low. Across the coast, we've got highs in the 50s and mid 60s. That's still a little bit cool for us. This time of year, we should be closer to 70. We're going to get there. Highs will warm to near 50 by the weekend outlook for the mountain. For the foothills, we'll be in the 60s for this first weekend of April. Looking at our extended forecast, no weather impact alert days on there. Instead, it is all about the warming and mostly dry weather. Slight chance of a light sprinkle coming through late Sunday through early Monday.
Going to start to feel like spring up there, huh,
It
Monica?
certainly is.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Monica, thank you.
Well, he's an NCAA champion, a Sacramento Kings legend, played in the NBA for 14 years, and had one of the most iconic shots in Kings franchise history. Oh yeah, he's also the next head men's basketball coach at Sac State.
I am so proud to introduce our next head men's basketball coach here at Sacramento State, Coach Mike Bibby.
A name that's been synonymous with Sacramento basketball over the last 20 plus years. From his days dazzling fans as the starting point guard of the Sacramento Kings, to more recently working as an analyst for Kings coverage on NBC Sports California, and now he's taken on a new role.
I mean, it's the greatest feeling in the world. You know, when I got the call from Dr. Luke and Mark that I got the job, I sat there and cried.
A surreal moment for someone who spent a significant part of his life in Sacramento.
I mean, it's a great feeling just to come back home, be able to change something around, change the culture in a place, you know, where I lived half of my career.
And when it comes to changing the culture, Coach Bibby has already made an impact on recruiting.
We're going to get a lot of kids just from me being a professional athlete, former professional athlete. I've been there where they're trying to go. I'm going to help them as much as I can and where they want to go.
Student athletes and recruits want to get to the places that he's been, and he'll be able to utilize that in the recruiting trail. And we've already seen the benefits in the first week.
As for the style of play Bibby plans to bring to the men's basketball program,
hard work, gritty. We're going to be in shape, that's for sure, because I want to run these teams out the gym. We'll start practice with a defensive rotation to where you get in the habit of being in the right spot at the right time. And it will start with habits. Just put them in habits and, just make them play hard. And this is the effort we got to give.
what is your message to the fans of Sac State men's basketball?
Come out and watch. We're about to change the whole program around.
Yes, it is definitely going to be exciting, and they'll be playing in the Well next year as well, the new court there. But Bibby has definitely hit the ground running when it comes to recruiting, and I mean he's ready to take care of business this year. They're going to shock a lot of people.
New era.
Just yesterday, Shaq's son announced that he's coming to Sac
That is
State.
right. That is right. And he's not going to be the only one announced probably over the next few months. So stay tuned.
Yeah, some really big names. We love it. Keep us posted.
A's may have lost their home opener, but there's still hope for the Stockton Porch, the single-A affiliate of the A's, hosting their home opener 1 week from today. So why not have our Marcus Allen go down to Banner Island Ballpark this morning to kind of set the table and to tell us about an incredible deal to bring the whole family and some friends.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned the original name, Banner Island. That's where it all began. We're standing on hallowed baseball ground spanning 100 years. Not a bad seat. And I know we say that when we talk about the River Cats, which is true, but here you're on the waterfront, and every game seat is a great seat, and there's a lot going on. Let's come on inside. Earlier, if you weren't watching, let me repeat, this luxury suite, check it out. There are times you can get this for $500. I don't know if you've ever priced out suites, but that's a crazy value. It's Jordan, the general manager. Good morning. It is Chris, the assistant general manager. So truly, if we're talking about great baseball, the A's begin here.
Absolutely. It's a great way to see some big leaguers start their career, and it's at a very affordable price, so you don't have to break the bank to come out here, and you get to come out and be safe and have a great time at Banner Island Ballpark.
Yeah, I want to talk about family values and also seniors. If you're watching right now, this is crazy. $35 gets you the entire year. How is this true?
Absolutely. We call that the best deal in town. It's our Silver Slugger program, and for $35, you get a ticket to every single Wednesday game here at Banner Island Ballpark, and you get a free T-shirt with it, so you can't beat it.
That's awesome. And every Saturday night, fireworks. And by the way, we're not talking like silly poo-poo fireworks. No holds barred fireworks.
Yeah, every Saturday here at Banner Island Ballpark is a fireworks show, a phenomenal show, to say the least. Lasts about 4 or 5 minutes. We also have one on opening night next Tuesday, April 8th, as well as July 3rd as well.
Got it. And look at the merchandise. Peanuts on here because the halfway to Halloween competition, celebration takes place. And not long from now, Friends nights, if you want Friends merch.
Yeah, first time ever here at Banner Island Ballpark. We got a Friends night on August 9th, Saturday. But we're going to do a Friends jersey, Friends activations all night long. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And over here, back to the merch. Not a commercial, but come on. Chiladas? What's this about?
The Chiladas is our brand new Copa de la Diversión identity. So we just rebranded for the 2025 season. It's going to be the Stockton Chiladas every Sunday, and we're going to have some Michelada specials at our Sunday day games and night games. You can't beat it.
I love myself a good Michelada. Anytime a Bloody Mary meets beer. Okay, check these out. These just in. Giant hot dog.
Absolutely. Brand new to Banner Island Ballpark this year. It's our loaded dog menu. We have a regular jumbo dog. We have a fajita dog, a hamburger dog, and an asparagus dog to pay tribute to the city of Stockton.
Awesome. Found out that your assistant GM has celiac disease. They wrap themselves around it, so you're going to see his mug at every bar because they have gluten-free beverages named after you. So we got that in. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. For how much you get all-you-can-eat barbecue?
$40, you get a 90-minute barbecue in our hospitality area.
All right, check that out. Back to you.
So every Sunday, they go from being the Stockton Ports to the Stockton Chiladas? Can they do Saturday? Can they be the Stockton ABC10s? Is everything for sale down there?
Yeah, we want to know. So you change your name basically every Sunday. Will you change it to the ABC10 team at some point?
We can talk about that. We'll see where it goes.
Okay, awesome. There's that. I'm all in. Look, I'm out of town May 4th, but Star Wars fans, May 4th, not only do you get fireworks, but you get free Star Wars merchandise. I'm crying because I'm out of town. Back to you.
Not a bad seat. And a luxury box for 12 people, $560. That's crazy. And you can sit inside or out. Wow. Okay, Marcus Allen, thank you. And gentlemen, thank you. The Stockton Chiladas.
Thanks for watching ABC10 Plus tonight. We are here 24/7 on the free ABC10 Plus TV streaming app. You can get your local news and weather anytime, anywhere. I'm Chris Thomas. We'll see you next time.
Our free ABC10 Plus TV streaming app has so much to offer. Get your news live and on demand 24/7 so you can watch the news when you want. There's breaking news, extended forecast, and so much more. We have everything you need to get through your day and ready for the weekend. We've got you covered on money-saving tips, travel, entertainment, and sports. Download the free ABC10 Plus app on your smart TV and popular streaming devices like Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. ABC10. We stand for you 24/7. Thanks for watching ABC10 Plus. And now that you're here, why don't we take a look around and see what else is here? The very first tile on your left is always going to be streaming 24/7. You can find us adjacent to that, breaking news if it's there. And then right next to that, a replay of the most recent newscast. Whether it's ABC10 Morning News at 5, 6, or beyond, it's going to be there. The forecast beyond that, and then right beyond that, the news that matters the most. Now that you know the basic tiles, let's go up to the top and take a deeper dive into news. We have every single newscast that you would need, including To the Point with Alex Bell, taking a deeper dive into the issues. Beyond that, ABC10 Morning News at 5 and 6 and 11, the evening shows as well. Below that, you can watch the top stories from To the Point. Under that, Dollars and Cents, where you can learn how to navigate this challenging economy. And below that, you can watch our award-winning ABC10 Special Investigations, where we hold the powerful accountable. Going into weather, look, it's the 10-day forecast, getting you ready for the weekend and beyond. Beyond that, sports. I know you care about the Sacramento Kings. We have the most comprehensive guide to anything, everything Kings in the locker room and on the court. We have it. Below that, I know you care about the San Francisco 49ers. We can't mention Bay Sports without talking about the Oakland A's. We have that too. Backing out again, come up to the top and join me on Verify. I'm super excited about this. Our experts are checking the facts, verifying the truth for you. Jump up now to shows. Very excited about this. Oh, look. It's Take a Look. This is my show. I love movies, and if you love movies or streaming shows, whether it's on screens this big, or this big, it's Take a Look. Recently went behind the scenes, sat down with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix to talk about Joker 2. I love the movie, and oh, I just heard you shout you hate the movie. Jump in, we talk about it on this show. Other shows, Bartell's Backroads, go up and down the state of California, tank of gas getaways, one fuel cell getaway, like places like the Toy Museum. This is what kids did before they had screens. Over here, the Moaning Caverns of Calaveras County, one of the most coveted caves in all of California. You know, watching this show, I discovered there's a cave that could fit the entire Statue of Liberty in your own backyard. You'll find about that and more with Bartell's Backroads. Down below that, To the Point. It is one of my favorite newscasts because they talk about news with Alex Bell the way you talk about news. It's conversational, but in-depth at the same time. Below that, Your California Life. Love this show. Whether it's entertainment, food, beverage, lifestyle, it's there. Desiree Shepherd hosts and does an amazing job. So there you have it. It's ABC10 Plus, the app. What do you need? We heard you and we got it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for streaming.
We are in day one of a weather impact alert. This is for rain, for snow, and for wind.
Be flood ready and expect major mountain impacts.
It's that snow-rain mix that drivers have been dealing with here.
We're already seeing the impact of the storm.
We're planning for those changes. Be prepared for treacherous road conditions.
Stay fire ready.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on ABC10 Plus. The ABC10 Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
We're planning for those changes.
Stay fire ready.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
It very much is an active investigation.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. ABC10 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.